Well, it looks like you're finally awake.
Huh? What do you want?
You failed me, mate. I'm a bit disappointed.
But it wasn't my fault.
Off to the exile world for you, mate.
Oh, please, not that place.
Yes, to that place. And you have 100 days to prepare and take down the monster at the deepest part of them caverns on day 100.
Whoa, hang on. Again? What am I even getting out of this?
Well, freedom. So go on your bike, have some fun.
So before we jump into it then, we're just going to go over the rules real quick in case you're new to this style of 100 days. So my main goal is to survive 100 days without being captured by Vino. Now being captured means being tranked out and thrown into a cage. We also have an additional goal of actually defeating Rockwell by day 100 so we can get ourselves out of Aberration. We have a 10-day grace period at the start just so we can get set up. If Vino dies after day 10, there is a 2-day penalty where he has to log off the server completely, and I'm free to do what I want for them 2 days. This does stop after day 90, so the last 10 days is just a free-for-all, and PvP is just active throughout. But apart from that, is anything goes, and Vino can use any dirty tactic he wants, and I believe that's it all, so let's get started. So as day 1 began, we decided to pick the portal as the spawn point. And yeah, that was just kind of a terrible idea. There's not enough resources there, and I ended up getting killed by a raptor. The second spawn point we chose, we just got killed by a scorpion. But third time is a charm, and this area looked a lot more safer. We had some water, we had trees, we had fiber, we had rocks, everything we needed. So we crafted up some tools, got ourselves some armor, and we started prepping, maybe making a base here. Day 2, and we place a bed on the most epic base you're ever going to see in any 100 days playthrough. And this is just going to be a nice respawn place because obviously we are going to die in this. After that, we went to go and find ourselves the most iconic creature in Aberration, the Bulb Dog, and we called him Derpy McDirtface. Right behind the Bulb Dog was actually a Moss Chops as well, and we tamed up them because they are the best starter tame. And with him, we're going to be able to get us a whole bunch of narco berries and narco mushrooms, and then we can get to work on making narcotics to get them easy levels. Whilst all that was cooking up, we made ourselves a bow, we made ourselves a load of arrows, and we got ourselves a nice set of hide armor. So our goal today was to tame ourselves a raptor. So in order to do that, I needed to get a couple more levels to get trank arrows, and I was just shy off that. So I decided to use the raft method, where pretty much you just build a raft very early on in game, and it gives you like a nice boost in levels. So we managed to get ourselves a forge build, we got some trank arrows, and we set out in search of some raptors. It didn't take us long. We ran into one, we ended up knocking it out pretty easy, and then its friend was there, so we also knocked that one out as well. Whilst we're waiting for our raptors to tame up, another dude just shows up out of the blue, and we have enough trank arrows, so we decide to also knock this raptor out. And this one is a female, so we now have 1 female and 2 males. So once they're all tamed up, we take them back to base and we get them breeding. We hatch our first baby, and this is baby Razor. Now, we have messed up the imprint settings, so it's very, very hard to get a fully imprinted creature right now. We only end up getting 2 imprints before it wants some kibble, and that only equaled about 8%, but it is better than nothing. So as I can't get any more imprints on it, I decide I should probably start cooking up some metal so I can get some metal tools and a crossbow. Now, I'm not 100% sure where metal is on this map or in this area. I did know there's that little cave, which is like to the surface. Didn't know, however, that you need like a hazmat suit to get through the entrance. So as I stepped in there and got hit by what seemed to be mushrooms, I thought I just stepped on a mushroom patch. So I decided to head back in there a second time without being fully healed and end up getting killed by mushrooms because I'm big dumb. Day 5, and we head out to find a new spot to find some metal. So our area is really good. We do have wood, we have stone, we have crystal, we've obviously got the lake and stuff, but metal is not really that close to us. I did have to venture out quite far to find a little metal spot. It wasn't too difficult to get there as long as you avoid the pack of ravagers and raptors. So yeah, we grabbed a bit of metal, we brought that back, smelted that up so we could get a metal pick, and now what we did is we just spent the night going back and forth with the metal pick, getting as much metal as we can, and now we can turn that into some decent metal tools. So after doing a handful of runs on the raptors to get some metal, I realized I wasn't getting as much metal as I could be getting. The raptor's way really isn't that great. So I need a better tame. I need a tame that can carry a lot of stuff, is fast enough to get away from ravagers and raptors. So what came to mind was an iguanodon. Iguanodon has unlimited stam. It can carry stuff. So we actually went out and tried to find a decent level iguanodon. And in the end, we stumbled upon something different. There was a solo ravager, which you don't see very often. There was a solo ravager just knocking about. And normally I use a trap tame to tame this, but it was a level 78 or so. So I bowlered it and just hoped that this dude wouldn't try and kill us when he broke out. But we ended up doing enough torpor on it so it started to run away. And yeah, we knocked out a freaking ravager, which I didn't expect to get so early on. As we was waiting for the ravager to tame up, we did stumble upon an iguanodon finally. Now it's only level 84, which isn't the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst. So we just get to work on it, get a quick bowler on it, trank it out. It doesn't really put that much of a fight up, but this is going to be our new metal run tamed creature dude. So as our dudes are taming up, I decided to head back base, and we saw that Razor is now fully grown. So we switched out, we put a saddle on him, and just before we left, we decided to put the raptors on breed again, just so we can start building a sort of a raptor armor. As they were doing their breeding business, we took Razor out and we did a little bit of fighting just to get us some extra levels, put that into some weight, put that into some speed so we could just get about a little easier. After a Ravager and Iguanodon tamed up, we brought them back home with us and we claimed our baby. So as it's already day 7, I thought it'd be a good idea to start getting as much charcoal as we can. We're going to need that for gunpowder. And as this is PvP, we're going to need, obviously, ammo and stuff. So I thought it's best to start prepping this before day 10, where we can start getting hunted down. So what we did, we just placed a load of campfires and I just filled them with wood and just let them burn so that would produce charcoal over the next couple days. And then just before the end of the day, our baby raptor needed its first imprint and I didn't have what it wanted. So I thought we might as well kill this one because I could do with the experience. With the end of the grace period fast approaching, I decided to spend a full day just grinding. So we ended up going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, getting as much metal as we possibly could. We did turn a lot of that metal into a simple rifle. And obviously that's going to help us if we do need to leave this base on day 10 and we have some sort of protection. So we got all of that sorted and we did get a whole bunch of gunpowder all ready to turn into ammo as well. So on day 9, I decided to make myself a set of chitin armor just for that little bit of extra protection. We also continued just making more ammo for our simple rifle. And then as we was waiting for some more metal and gunpowder to be made up, I decided to go on a little adventure, see if we could find another Ravager, because then we could maybe get a mating pair and mate them up. And after a while struggling to find any high-level Ravagers or Ravagers that weren't in packs, this happened. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Jump, jump, jump. Do something. Do something. Do something. No, get your inventory. Oh, this is terrible. What is happening? Frames. Oh, God. Everything's breaking. Swim. Please swim a little quicker. Please swim a little quicker. He's right behind us. Run, 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 run. Don't get stuck on rocks. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. Great. Well, Aladar's dead. At least we're not too far from home. We got so close to getting home in one piece until right at the end we was attacked by a crab. Fish, get out of the way, you stupid fish! No, the fish is working with the crab. You dickhole. Cool, cool. I did manage to get all my stuff back, and then we went on a hunt to get us another iguanodon. After a little bit of searching, we did find one, but before we could start, we got attacked by a raptor. Oh my God! Get it, Razor. Please kill him. 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 Thank you, Razor. Appreciate that. After we took care of business there, we tried to knock out this iguanodon, but it had already been attacked by another raptor, so it was already hurt, and we ended up killing it. We did end up finding another one, and we knocked this one out. And then a pack of raptors came up and attacked it and killed it. God damn, don't kill my iguanodon! You dickholes. Good, reload. Great, I just shot Razor. This is going great. I hate today. But third time is a charm, so we got this one knocked out. And then another raptor came and tried to attack it, but we did manage to defend this one. Day 11, and that means the grace period is over, so we can now be hunted down by Vino, so we do have to be a little more on edge. So we spent that day by just chilling and waiting for the iguanodon to tame up, which does finally tame up, and then we have to do the long journey back home, where we do get attacked just the once by a raptor, and we end up taking care of that pretty easily. By the time we get home, there's not much left of the day. So what I do, I just breed the raptors real quick. We hatch the egg. The baby wants some jerky, and I'm not about to make that. So once again, we kill the baby, but we do get a little bit of experience. To advance in Aberration, we need to start thinking about moving closer to the blue zone to kind of move on to the next step. So we start getting prepped for that, and we start by taming another bulldog because I completely forgot our last one died. So we tame up our new one, who we're going to call Slime. We then go on a search for some other creatures, Ravager, Raptors, Iguanodons, whatever we can find, so we can start breeding, getting some stronger creatures to help us down there. And then we run into a Carno, who is a beautiful color, a high level. So we knock him out because why wouldn't we? It takes us a hot second, but with the Iguanodon having that infinite stem and being a little bit faster, we knock it out with very little problem. So the Carno knocked out pretty close to the base, so I decide to leave him there and continue the search. And then we run into another Iguanodon, so we proceed to knock that one out as well. So it doesn't take long for the Iguanodon to tame up, and as we are in the spot that I collect metal, I thought I'll gather a bunch of metal here, fill up both Iguanodons, and then take them home. Once we got home and unloaded all the metal, I put them on breeding, and we got ourselves a baby Iguanodon, whose first imprint, which is some cooked prime meat. So number one, this dude's a vegetarian. He wants meat. Number two, I need that prime meat for me Carno. So I do have to go out, kill a bunch of Paraceratheriums, and split the meat between the Carno and the Iguanodon. And then I realized I'm actually a level away from making a Carno saddle. So what I do, I just spend the night making up some rafts and just kind of grinding stuff just to get that little extra level I need so that I can make a saddle for when the Carno actually tames up. So after making a couple of rafts, it didn't take us too long to get the level we needed to get the Carno saddle. So we proceeded to make that saddle up, and just in time because our Carno was tamed, and I had a name picked out and sorted already. He's red, he looks like the devil, so El Diablo is going to be his name, which is Spanish for the devil. I think that suits it to perfection. So we decided to just take him out for a spin, just kind of get a bunch of levels into him because he's going to be the dude that keeps us safe as we proceed down to the blue zone. After spending a bit of time leveling him up, I did decide I was just going to do a quick metal run just to keep on top of our metal and gunpowder. And before we even got out of our base, I spotted a 168 male Ravager, and I need this boy. So we head back to base and we start making a trap for this dude. With all the parts made up, it was now time to put the trap together, and we actually had a really nice flat area. After we did that, a Spino decided to walk in and just knock about the trap, so we had to take care of that so he wouldn't bother us whilst taming. We then shot the Ravager from distance, and I was just going to have it follow me on foot. I could jump over the trap, he would get stuck in there. He did decide that a couple of his buddies was also going to join him inside there, so we had to shoot all of them without trying to not damage the 168. And at the whole time, they were all biting the trap, and I was panicking that they might break out. So I tried to do this as quickly as we could, but we managed to take care of his buddies. We managed to knock him out, and as he was taming, I was big smarts, and I went back to the base and grabbed El Diablo because I knew that we would need a bit of protection around there. And then once I returned to the trap, there was a random pack of Ravagers trying to eat it and trying to eat my dude that was knocked out. So we managed to take care of them, and not long after, our Ravager had tamed up. And then once again, I was bigger smarts and decided to just dismantle the whole trap. It might have cost us a lot, and we probably could have used this again, but if Vino came around this area and saw that trap, he would probably look, more around on the beaches to find our base, so we've got to keep a low profile. After we got the Ravager home, the baby Iguanodon that we had disappeared. I believe it may have starved, so my bad. So what we did, I decided to just breed all the creatures that I could. Ravagers, Raptors, Iguanodons, everything that could breed. I decided to just have a big mass breeding session going on. Day 16, and we got ourselves a baby Ravager and a baby Iguanodon. Now, the baby Ravager, we did manage to get a couple of imprints before it wanted some kibble. The Iguanodon, its first imprint was a kibble, so I was thinking about killing it, but I thought I won't, just so we have that spare Iguanodon if anything goes back. After that, we need to start prepping to get ourselves a Baryonyx. Because one of our goals is to do Rockwell, we need to go and do the caves. And one of the caves is a water cave, and we're probably going to need a Baryonyx for that. So I started by kind of prepping, and we actually made ourselves a fabricator, because I'm sure we're going to need that at some point. And then we took the Iguanodon, and we started making our way to the blue zone. Before we head to the blue zone, I have to take another Bulldog up because Slime just disappeared somewhere, so say hello to Gravy. Once we reach the blue zone, we start making our way down to the lakes where a Ravager decides to just cut me off, and you can kind of just guess what happens next. Even though Raptorbait got killed, somehow I managed to survive, but there's no way for me to get home, and there's no point in me trying to look for a Barry on foot, so I decided just to aggro the Ravagers and take the L here. So now I do need to go get my stuff back. So we have to real quickly tame up another Bulldog. So this is Poop Nugget. And then we grab El Diablo and we take him down, get some revenge on their Ravagers and grab our stuff. And as we're down here, we may as well see if we can find any berries. So we just scout the rivers and we do find a couple of them, but all of them are just really shite levels here. With no luck on the Baryonyx, I decided to head home, and then we passed Gravy. And I like Gravy more than Poop Nugget, so we switched them out, and we're just going to hope Poop Nugget the best of luck down here. I think this might have been bad karma, because on the way home, we got attacked just left, right, and center by so many Ravagers. But in the end, we did make it home in one piece. I didn't really have a plan on what to do next, but I did realize we're high enough level to make a Roll Rat saddle. So I did go out just to see if we can find any honey that's pretty close to the base. So we had no luck at all finding honey. And to be fair, there wasn't the greatest level Roll Rats knocking about here either. So we scrapped that idea and I came up with another plan. I need to move closer to the blue zone. I think it's time we move base now because it takes way too long to get from my base to the blue zone, and we're just killing days just by traveling on foot. So I prepped up and I kind of built some foundations, got us some forges and stuff. And then I went on my Iguanodon and we found a little spot that I've built here a few times. So I'm just going to stick with what I know, and we're going to build a little setup area here and just kind of see how it goes. So with the new little base all set up and ready to go, I decided to fill the forge there full of metal so we can cook that up whilst I'm away. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my old base. I'm going to use the bed so I can like fast travel there. I'm going to grab El Diablo, and that means I can then use him to go search the blue area for Baryonyx, for Megalosaurus, and anything else that I'm going to need. It does take a while, but we do make it to the base, and this is the reason why we've moved here, because it takes so long to travel between these places. So we do take El Diablo down in the blue zone. We see if we can find any Megalosauruses, but again, levels are just really not on my side right now. Day 21, and we're going to go back to the old base once again, but I just want to bring the 3 Ravagers we have over to the new base, just because they're going to be a little better at scouting the blue area. Obviously, they're fast, they're nimble, but they can also climb up the zip line things, so you're going to be able to, you know, kind of get a bit of a high ground look. You can scout the area a little bit better. So we proceed to bring 3 of them back, and for some reason, it just takes so long. They're always getting into trouble, getting stuck on stuff. We ended up having a kind of a close call towards the end with another pack of Ravagers. And then literally like 5 meters away from the base, a Rock Drake came in and we almost killed it. And with the last bite of the Rock Drake, he killed one of my Ravagers. So out of the 3, only 2 made it, but it's better than nothing. Today is a spicy day. So we start by just going around the blue zone looking for a high-level Megalosaurus. And after what seems like forever, there's just nothing. There's no goodness down there. So I head back up, go back to base. And I see that my Ravagers have been breeding without my permission, so there is a little baby there. So I claim the baby, I just make it follow me to walk it out to get into a nice spot. When Vino just runs around the corner, and you know people have this fight or flight. I just went straight to fight. There was not even a thought about it. I kind of like panicked, just hopped onto my Ravager and just went to town. Just got all my creatures in, and we just had a massive free-for-all fight. And it looks like we was able to kill all of his Ravagers apart from the one he was riding. It looks like we lost a couple along the way as well. He started running away and I was going to chase him, but I thought, you know what? He's clearly injured. Let's back up and think about this, what we're going to do next. So, obviously we can't stay here. It is a bad area. I didn't think about it when I put my base here, but it's a high traffic area. Like, if you want to go down to the purple zone this way, you're always going to come this way. There's no really other way this side. So it was dumb on my half. But then I thought, if I move my base just up a little bit behind that rock, would he think I would be up there? It's one of them, like, stupid ideas, but it might be so stupid, it's sort of clever. So I tried it. We went up top, put my creatures behind a rock, saw a Megalosaurus there, tried to jump over it to maybe lure it away, and it somehow just grabbed me out of midair, and, you know, that's cool. So we ended up kicking the shit out of that dude, placed some foundations, went to go and get some more of my stuff from my base, slipped down the mountain, fell into some freezing spore mushrooms. So I spawned back at base, grabbed some more stuff that was still there in the base, went to take them back up to my new base, and then I slipped down again and fell into some more mushrooms and may have died once again. I was making my way back to base when I noticed a little movement behind me. It looked to be a roll rat with a giant cage on his back, which could only mean Vino. So we went to go and investigate, and it looks like he was there just destroying what was left of the old base. So we took a few shots at him. Now, the roll rat is very big, very chunky, but it does do the roll speed, which is obviously very fast. But I felt like we had more maneuverability than him. We can climb up the zip lines. We can jump. We can kind of hide a little better than him. So I kept my distance. I kept firing shots. I was aiming for him because if we could kill him, then he's off the server for a few days. And then maybe we could work on the roll rat when he's not online. So I kept just firing at him. He didn't have a clue where I was, which I did like. He just seemed to be very, very lost. But then he started making his way up to the new base, and I just had to go and chase him. By the time we got up there, because I left my creatures on passive, it looks like he was trying to push them off the edge. And I was very scared here because he could have easily pushed them into the big pink gooey section down there. But he didn't. He kind of just pushed them over the edge to where they were safe. So we managed to rescue them. It then looked like he actually ran away. So that means I've got to leave this base as well. So what we did, we grabbed up all the stuff we could carry. I had El Diablo and the Ravager follow me to this like little edge cliff here. Now, they might be safe here. They might not, but at least they're kind of out the way a little bit. So what I did then, I just decided to go down deeper into the blue zone and see if I could find a better base spot because we just can't afford to stay up top in the green zone. It takes too long to get stuff done. So, day 24, and I've got a little bit of a change of plans. So, I'm actually gone back to the old base, and I'm going to make a trap in preparation for when we tame a Megalosaurus. Instead of finding one first and then making a trap, I'm going to make the trap and then find the Megalosaurus. Once we find that Megalosaurus, he's then going to help us find a base in the blue zone. Also, I'm pretty certain Vino will be going back to that area, our base in the blue zone, and kind of just knocking about, seeing if we're there. So if we're not there, we're kind of wasting his time and kind of guaranteeing our safety for now. With the trap all created and ready to go, we head back into the blue zone to find us a Megalosaurus when I come across a potential base spot. This base spot is really high up, and the only way to get to it is Ravager zip lines or a rock drake. And we know Vino doesn't have a rock drake. He may have Ravagers, but you can only get a couple up here at a time. And my thinking is it's so far out the way that he's just not even going to look up here. So I place a foundation, I place a bed, and we just kind of hold off onto that right now because I'm here to find a Megalosaurus. So we push in a bit deeper, and to our luck, we find a Megalosaurus, a high level one. That's what we want. So we set the trap up, we get it to follow us in there, and then there's another Megalosaurus, and that one goes in the trap, I think, or the other one does. I'm not really sure. There's just two Megalosaurus, so I end up just putting them both in the trap just to be sure, because we don't accidentally want to kill that high level one. We took care of the level 6 Megalosaurus, and then we started tranking out our dude in the trap when another Megalosaurus decided to join in for no reason at all and just started attacking the trap. So we had to take time out and shoot him. Just before the last shot, it decided it was going to break a couple of the door frames, but lucky for us, it wasn't enough to where our dude in the trap could actually get out. So we peppered it with some more trank arrows, and finally, it fell asleep. I put some regular meat into it, but then I went out to go see if we could get some prime meat, and I made a mistake of touching the spore frozen mushrooms once again. And I did try to run back to our newest base when I realized the only way up and down there was a Ravager. My Ravager would be on the floor, so I just had to spawn at the old base. After getting all my stuff back, I decided to play it safe and just sit here for the whole of day 27 waiting for this dude to tame up. Day 28 and our Megalosaurus finally tamed up. Now, a male one has also spawned in this area. It's not the greatest level, but it does mean we can start breeding. So we lead the female up to where I was just chilling, and I repair the trap real quick, and then we get the male stuck in there and we just knock it out. Whilst that dude's taming up, we take the tamed Megalosaurus and the spare Ravager up to our new base. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the creatures that can't climb up the zip line. They're going to actually stay under the base. They're kind of surrounded by some rocks, so maybe they'll stay hidden. Then, as I make my way back to the knocked out Megalosaurus, I slip. Instead of a jump, I just slip and fall down into this little crack. And of course, in that crack, there is a Megalosaurus that decides to pick my Ravager up and just rip it to shreds. So lucky for us, we had that spare Ravager that I bought. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to touch any mushrooms, touch any creatures. We're going to sit and wait for this dude to tame up. Still waiting. Day 30, and we finally have our Megalosaurus tamed up. And now it's time to take it home so we can get some breeding done. But wait, 2 random ass Megalosaurus ambushers. You know what? I hate my life. I hate this game, and I hate my life. And this is so dumb and so stupid. I've just wasted a whole day, and he's just died instantly. So pretty much the past couple days have just been a waste of time because our Megalosaurus died as soon as we tamed it. So I thought I needed to chill out a little bit. So what I decided to do is go and find an iguanodon to tame real quick, because I'm now going to need to make a whole lot more narcotics so we can get another Megalosaurus later down the line. So we knock one out, we manage to tame it up, we whack a saddle on it, and then we just go to town on all the bushes that are below our base. So we started today by just making sure this was more of an actual base now. So we built ourselves a forge, we've got a smithy, we've got a mortar and pestle. So now we can actually start making some gunpowder, metal, narcotics, just the general stuff we need. Whilst all of that was cooking up, I did decide to head back out to find a Megalosaurus. And then we got jumped by one, but lucky this one was a low level and it didn't kill my Ravager. We did manage to kill it, but it did have a friend, and we did lure that one into a trap, and we did knock that one out. And instead of wasting my day by just sitting there watching it tame up, I decided to head back to the base and just continue with the grind. With the Megalosaurus still taming up, we just kept on the grind, just getting as much metal, as much charcoal as we possibly could. We did head out just to see if we could find any extra Ravagers or Megalosaurus knocking about, and that's where we got the death messages. El Diablo and also one of the iguanodons have been killed, which means Vino is at the ledge near one of our old bases. And to be fair, as much as I loved El Diablo, like, it was a sacrifice that needed to be done, because now Vino might think we're still knocking about that area, so that might be an extra few days we're safe here. Finally, our Megalosaurus tames up, and we just take it straight back to the base, and for once, we don't have an issue. So we get it under the base where I'm going to keep my creatures that can't climb up to the top, and we stick them on breeding, and we wait for that egg. And then once we've grabbed that egg, we take it up top just so the baby's going to be a little bit safer up there. We hatch that bad boy up, and then we start getting some imprints on it. We spent the whole of day 34 just babysitting the Megalosaurus and getting all the imprints we possibly can. The closer to 100%, the better. It means we can then take this dude down into the radiation zone and maybe get some rock drake eggs quicker than we expected. So we managed to get a full imprint on our Megalosaurus. Now all we have to do is wait for that to grow up. So I decided to head out just to see if we could find anything of interest. And this is where today went pretty bad. I ran into some mushrooms like I always do, and then we actually got caught up with a Megalosaurus who ended up killing me. Also, I do believe Gravy died around here at some point as well. When I spawned in, realized I couldn't actually get down from top here without a glide suit, and I didn't have any blue gems, so I thought I'll jump down into the water. Didn't jump deep enough and just splattered onto the ground. Next up, I decided to see if I could naked run back to the base, and to be fair, we did a really good job until I ran over to some mushrooms and then jumped in the water and a baryonyx got me. Because I did so well, I attempted it again, except this time I ran into a snake, it bit me, it tranked me out and ended up killing me. So now my bed's respawned, I can try doing the water trick again and making sure I jump in a little deeper. This time it actually works. So I managed to grab one of my Megalosaurus, I head back into the blue zone, kill the rock drake that was knocking about and rescue all my stuff. But because Gravy died, it does mean we need a new shoulder pet. So we grab ourselves a random Shinehorn that's there and we get all our stuff back. Day 36 was sort of a scout day. I'm still looking for a decent level baryonyx so we can do the cave. And also, we now need some more Ravagers so we can get them breeding, because if we lose these Ravagers, we're not going to be able to get back up to our main base. So we spent a little time looking, and we do find a level 90 male. It's not great, but at least we can start breeding again. So we set up a trap, and just as I get that dude into the trap, we get attacked by like another random pack from nowhere, and they chase me, and they do that bite that slows you down, and I'm trying to get away from it, and I'm really struggling, but we managed to lure him into the bottom of a tree, get them stuck and get out there, and then we do proceed to knock our level 90 out. With the Ravager tamed, once again we destroy the trap, because remember, we're big smarts and we don't want to leave any like footprints, any traces that we've been here. So once that's all done, we take the Ravager back home, we get them both to the top, and we start the breeding. Once the baby comes out, we get a couple of imprints on it, and then we head out to find a baryonyx. And finally, after days and days of searching, we finally find a baryonyx worth taming. So we set up another trap, we tried to get this dude in here, and I didn't realize how squirrely baryonyxes actually are. You have to go really slow up the ramp, otherwise this dude just jumps over. So after a couple of attempts, we finally got it in there, we peppered it, and it falls asleep. Day 38 is a very uneventful one. We sat around, wait for the Barry to be tamed. I did switch the Ravager out to the Megalosaurus, just so when we walk the Barry back, if anything attacks us, the Megalosaurus should be able to take care of it, and it does keep the baryonyx safe. The next day, we bred up the Megalosauruses once again, just so we can get another egg as a backup Megalosaurus, just in case anything happens to our fully imprinted one. We hatch it up, we get a couple imprints, and then I decide to take the Megalosaurus out and just try and kill a lot of aquatic creatures and as many baryonyxes as we can, because high levels are just not spawning in. After we kill a handful of them, we're still not finding any decent levels, so I think it's time to start thinking about getting hazmat suits and going to get a rock drake egg. Our 100% imprinted Megalosaurus has fully grown, and we've named him Stanley because he just looks like a Stanley to me. I don't know why. So we need to start prepping for the hazmat suit. So I desperately need oil, and I really need some gas balls. Something that I should have been collecting from day one, but I just never really thought about it. So oil, there's a few ways to get it on Aberration. The surface is a really easy, well, I wouldn't say easy, but you can get a lot of oil there. Trilobites, dung beetles, and killing tech dinos. I go for the dung beetle method. Spoilers, it's not the best way to do it. You only get a few oil per like hour, it seems. But anyways, I tame a dung beetle. I set up a little dung beetle base up top and let him roam around and make oil for us. And whilst he's off doing that, I make myself a gas sucker out of thingy. I don't know what they're called. Place that on the little gas thing we have right under our base, and now we've just got to wait for loads of gas balls to be produced. Day 41 was a weird day because I didn't actually do anything. I can't remember what I was meant to do, but whatever it was, I didn't do it. All I actually did was place a random foundation and a couple of door frames in a random spot on the map. Don't know why. Day 42 goes a little bit better. So we start the day by breeding up our Ravagers just because we have a bit of spare time. And then I think about maybe going to the surface to get some oil. But I then run into some mushrooms and we nearly die, but we don't for a change. And I just felt like that's a sign not to do that. So instead, I took Stanley out to test him out to get some levels on him. And we did find a trilobite or two, which is the oil we actually need to build that fabricator. The next morning, we make ourselves a fabricator and we set it up just behind the dung beetle enclosure, just so it's a little bit hidden and out of the way. We go out, we get as much crystal and other resources as we can, and we try to make a full hazmat suit, but we're just short on some gas balls. So whilst we wait for the gas to be made, however gas is actually made, we head out and we do find a baryonyx which is worth taming, and then we can actually breed them. So we grab Stanley, we grab a Ravager. Stanley's going to be for protection. The Ravager is going to lure the baryonyx into the trap. And I'm glad I brought them both because there was just creatures everywhere trying to attack us left, right, and center. We get the baryonyx in the trap first time because by now we're just a pro at trapping creatures, and we end up knocking it out. We then spend the afternoon just babysitting it, making sure it's tamed up. Once it is tamed up, once again we destroy the trap because we're big smarts. Now it's time to get back to base. And remember I said Stanley's here to protect us? Well, it doesn't matter. We get ambushed by a Megalosaurus and an Arthro, and they kill my baryonyx. So I guess still no baryonyx breeding happening. Once we do make it back to base, though, we do have enough gas to make us a second set of a hazmat suit, which means it's now time to go and get a rock drake egg. So normally, I'm actually really good at getting rock drake eggs. For some reason, that's just something that I've always been good at doing in Aberration. However, it has been a while since I've done it, and I tried to find my way into the radiation zone. I got completely lost. I've never come from this angle, so I decided to head back up and go to kind of where our second base was. And as we was going up the ramp there, Vino, just out of all the places we could have met, just jumped past there, and I could have grabbed him. If I hadn't got stuck on that rock there, I'd have been able to grab him off and we'd have probably been able to kill him. I did chase him for a little bit. I just kind of wanted to see where he was going, just in case maybe he had a base close enough. But then I thought better of it. He's clearly running away. Let me just carry on with my business. So we reached the area I'm more familiar with. We got into the radiation zone. But before we actually got too far down, we got attacked by crabs. And not just like one or two. There was like 4 or 5 crabs just coming at us. It looked really weird. Jesus. Why is there so many crabs? Why is there 4 crabs after me? Bro. Crab in hell. Why is there so many? So we proceeded on the way down, obviously being attacked just from all over the place. Seekers, Carnos, all the stuff we love. I kept going down deeper, and then I just got lost. I had no idea where I was. I know I'm meant to be following like a spine. That's how I always tell people, follow the spine. Could not for the life of me find out where that spine was. I do later realize that I'm in the complete wrong place to do this. And then a Reaper Queen pops up, and we have to fight it. I try my best. We're doing all right. You know, we're not kicking its butt, but it's not kicking our butt. It knocks us down the side of a cliff. I stop just to kind of, regain myself, see what's happening. And of all the times it could have happened, a Palovia decides to pounce on me. And yeah, game over. No, this is it. This is it. This is it. Out of all the times you could have done that, you little dickhead. No, we're about to die. God damn it. Out of all the times that you could have pounced on me, it had to be then. I was so lost. I had no idea where I was. I don't know what was happening. That's big rip. Cool. All right. We can do it, though. I'm gonna have to... Titties, I'm gonna have to make a whole ass new suit. After that little pep talk to myself, I don't feel all down in the dumps about that. I do reckon we'll get it done next time. And in order to do that, we need a fully imprinted Megalosaurus. So we go ahead, we breed them up again, and we hatch as a Megalosaurus. We get a handful of imprints, and now we got to start planning what we want to do next. Now, I'm thinking about doing one of the caves, the Glowtail cave. In order for me to do that, though, we are going to need to make us a shotgun, get some ammo for that, get some ammo for me rifle, probably get some arrows as well, maybe cook up some food. I'm not sure how prepped I need to be, but I'm just going to be overly prepped if I need to. Day 47 is just a continuation of the grind. We're just getting the last few bullets, but we're almost ready to do the cave. So it's time to do our first cave, and before we do go through it, I want to talk about this first Carno that we fight. So there's a Carno near the entrance, and I shoot it a few times with the shotgun. Realize we're not doing too much damage, and I switch through my guns. I use my crossbow. Takes an awful lot to kill, and at the time I am really confused because I wasn't really sure what was going on. I thought it was just an Aberration cave Carno. Turns out it's Vino's fully imprinted Carno, but I had no idea at the time, and I was thinking that every single creature in this cave was going to be like that. So if it looks like I'm taking it very slow and cautious, it's because in the back of my mind I'm thinking I'm coming up against these Carnos every single time. Why was that thing the strongest thing I've ever fought in my life? That was redonkulous. There's gonna be that all the way through?
I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see shit cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you.
No, goddamn! Why have you got to do it when I'm not there? Oh, I hate him.
Complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign. Not growing up, you're growing old. Your life keep passing. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. Now if you break it, I can take it, I don't need a prize. Leave out the fact that I am up against 1,000 guys. My intuition efficient, cause I can't use my mind. Don't try to tell me how it's done, you haven't done your time. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. Rise.
How the f do you know I'm in a cave? I swear to God. I swear down, if this kid comes in here, I'm gonna kill him.
Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah.
So we have the artifact, and now it's time to make our way out the cave. But Vino knows we're in there, and I had a weird feeling that he might be hiding somewhere in the cave. So I was really cautious on my way out, but didn't spot him. And then we arrived at the entrance. Cool. Cool. I reckon he's above us somewhere. Knew it.
Hello? Have you got your artifact, sir?
I'm gonna say that was a very, very cheap move, and I don't appreciate it. And I think you should come down here and fight like a man instead of being a coward and hiding up there. Come fight me.
Do you like my spikes?
Let's go. Come fight me. Come on.
I don't know if you want me to come fight you, man.
One on one. No creatures.
Well, I got no fucking creatures.
All right, cool. Remove them spikes if you can, and we'll have a 1v1. Winner takes all the loot, whoever's holding it all. I might have good stuff. I may have bad stuff.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Did you like my cave, Carno?
Was that yours? You know...
Yeah, they're one of the bit.
Okay, right. I didn't know that. I thought it was a wild one, and I was pissed because I was like, why is this dude taking so long to die? Are they all going to be like this? That's how you knew I was in here. If I'd have known that, I'd have left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that was mine.
You got me. I didn't realize that.
You got your bulb tug mask on. Let's try not. You know what? For fair play games, I'm gonna let you pass.
I don't know. I don't trust you.
Off you go.
I don't trust you at all.
I don't like Captain Ross, and so I'm gonna drag this out as long as I want. Alright? I'm being vicious. I'm killing all your shit. But I'm not taking you out right now.
Is this a gentleman's agreement?
This is a gentleman's agreement. I'm gonna let you go with your artifact, free of charge. I already killed your night piece, so...
I will give you 1 arrow. I will give you 1 arrow. You have to give me 1 of something to make this deal legit.
Okay. Let me just see what I can give you.
It can be 1 stone. It just has to be 1 summit. This is like signing a contract.
There's my one thing.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I guess I will be on my way. Somehow. I will try and make it back home. In one piece.
Have fun.
Okay.
Because I know where your base is at the moment.
Night P. It's sad. I can't believe he killed you like that in cold blood.
He nearly killed me. It was a close call. He was a dog boy.
You're a
Did well.
monster. You're a monster.
Yeah. Hey, it's payback for the fire.
So after losing another Megalosaurus, I now had to run all the way back to base. And I knew I wasn't going to make it to the one in the blue zone. So I ran back to my very, very first base. And I didn't actually expect it to be standing because I swear Vino said he knows where I live. So now I'm thinking he's found my blue base, but this base might still be secure. So with Vino knowing where our blue area base is, I do head back there just to see what kind of damage has been done. And there isn't any. There's no damage at all, which I'm a little confused. Maybe he saw some other sort of base. But I do feel like I need to get a little bit of a move on here. So we get a few more imprints on a Megalosaurus. They're very close to getting fully imprinted and fully grown. So we've just got to wait for them. I then go and make us 2 more hazmat suits. Just in preparation to get some rock drake eggs within the next couple days. Day 51 is a grind prep day, so we've just got to make sure the Megalosaurus get their last few imprints so they're as high as possible. Also, make sure we've got all the tools we need, food, water, all of that good stuff. It is time to get ourselves some eggs. So we make sure we're all prepped up and ready to go, and then we head out. I do decide to fight just a handful of creatures, just so we can beef ourselves up before we actually have to fight an army of rock drakes. We pass around the lake, and we reach the area I wanted to be the first time. So that big spine above us, that's what we have to follow all the way down to the nests. So we fight our way through all the creatures, all the nasties, until we reach the first pit stop. Now, I like to just chill here so we can regain all the health we need, because past this point, there's not as many creatures, but there's still a bunch of them, and you want to conserve as much health as you possibly can. Once we're all healed, we continue going down towards the nest. And like I said, I don't feel like it's as dangerous past this point. You have some rock drakes and a few other random creatures, but that's about it. So we made it down with relative ease, and then we came to our nest. Now, I have only ever stolen nests with, especially your first time on a Megalosaurus. I've only ever stole eggs from this point just here. I've never had to go down in the massive area where they all are. This little section here is where I always get my first egg. So I'm just hoping and praying that the first egg is here, and lucky freaking us, because there is. So we get our picks out, we start climbing the wall, we grab the egg. I don't actually see what level it is. I just want to grab it and get on my Megalosaurus and run for my life. Once we're away from all the creatures, we do have a sneaky look at it. Come on, boys. Let's go. Right. just to get out of here alive. And this is a very successful freaking adventure. As you can tell, I am pretty freaking pumped that we did this with ease. So all we have to do now is run all the way back up and get back to our base. So finally, I make it back to the base, and I have an idea. So we reckon Vino knows where this base is, so it's probably a terrible idea to hatch the Rock Drake egg here. So what if we go back to the old base and hatch it there? We have Fabricator, we've got Smithy. Vino doesn't know where it is, so I decide to get one of my Ravagers and we run to go to the old base. And again, for some reason, we run into Vino on this same ramp, and we do have a little bit of a fight because I just panicked once again. He ends up killing my Ravager, and I get to very low health, low stamina. And remember, I've got an egg on my person. If he kills me here, he could easily take that egg and use it for himself. So I start to run. I just hope he doesn't follow us. It looks like he follows me for a little bit, and then for some reason he turns around and leaves. So I don't know what that's about, but it looks like we got very, very lucky. So we eventually return to the old base, which I guess I just call like the beach base now. And what I do, I pop the egg and everything I have on my person into the Fabricator. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the bed to fast travel to the blue zone base, grab a couple of creatures, grab some electronics, oils, some armor, all the stuff that I'm going to need. And then I'm going to go back from the blue base to the beach base. So now begins the grind to make air conditionings. You have to use air conditionings to hatch rock drakes. They don't work with campfires or standing torches. So the grind starts now. We need metal, crystal, silica pearls, polymer, electronics, probably some other stuff. So what I've got to do is go out there and grab as many of that as we possibly can. So this was the point I realized. I've never hatched a rock drake with vanilla air conditioners before. I've always used S+ ones, and they are way more OP. So I had to Google how many air conditioners I would have to make. The results are scary. It ranges from 16 to like 27. That is so many resources. I was not prepared for that. I was expecting, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe. Up to 27? That is redonkulous. So I have to just get my grind on. This could take days.
Well, it was like you owned it. The stage was yours, didn't want it. It's about the hardest thing I've ever seen. And when I saw you, knew that I saw you. Still I see a leaving, I am coming to. Ooh, I'm moving in closer. You know I'm coming for you. I'm getting ready, I'm coming. Ooh, baby, ooh, I'm getting even closer. And boy, I'm coming for you. Ready or not, here I come, I'm coming. Ooh, baby, coming for you. Coming for you. Coming for you. Ooh, baby. You said I think I'll call you. I just said by that I won't answer. You laughed and said how to play it cool, and I know you won't be busy. Just a note by mail. Must have been 2 weeks later. I've been a good boy, never called you. Meet me at the club tonight. I think it was a quarter past, and there you were. You said you know I need you, help me save the world. Ooh, I'm moving in closer. I know I'm coming for you.
23. I repeat, 23 freaking air conditioners we needed to hatch that egg. That took me like, what, 3.5, nearly 4 days to get all of that shit that I needed. Lucky for us, we did have a hazmat suit, so I could go into the little surface cave and get a shit ton of metal. And once the egg hatched, Nameless Venom, all I had to do, again, go in the surface tunnel, and Nameless will come out if you don't have a light pet. So all of the shit we needed was actually relatively easy to get, but 23 freaking air conditionings, man. Anyways, we have a rock drake now, and I did name it Rockstar. I don't know why, I just feel like that really works with it. And now what we're going to do, we're just going to babysit it and get all the imprints we possibly can. Hopefully we get 100% imprint on this one. So for some reason, the Rock Drake's imprints are a lot easier to get to 100% than the Megalosaurus or the Ravagers. It only takes 4, you get 25% per each. So yeah, we got it to 100%. Now all we've got to do is wait for it to grow. And now in the meantime, we need to get some levels, because what I didn't know until now, I'm going to need a scuba tank for the water cave, which is why I need the 2 baryonyx to breed. That's like level 80 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's really far away. So what I'm going to do, we're going to ride around on the Megalosaurus, and we're just going to go and kill as many Spinos as possible because they give the best XP. So we're still a couple levels short, and we're still just waiting for Rockstar to grow up. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a trap ready for when we find a male baryonyx. So we get that all set up. I go to get some tranks and then realize that I have none for some reason. No idea what happened to them, but I have to make a whole bunch of tranks before we can even go looking for a baryonyx. With our trap ready and trank arrows actually made up this time, we head out to find a baryonyx, and we have no luck. I spend the whole day looking, and there is like nothing over level 60, 70, 80. I need something a little bit better than that, please, game. We finally find one. After what feels like days, months, years, we finally have a decent-ish level male baryonyx. So what we do, of course, we get it into the trap first time. We then knock it out. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to babysit this, and then we're just going to have to protect this thing with our life. Once the Barry tames up, we now have to do the long walk all the way back up to the green zone at the beach base. But to be fair, you know, it didn't go as bad as I thought it was. We end up getting back there, and we just get straight on to the breeding. We grab our egg, we hatch it, we get our baby, and now we're just going to start getting some imprints. Something I seem to forget about every single 100 days we've done. I always forget about cryopods. So it's day 65. We're finally going to get a couple of cryopods. Once we get back to base, we get another imprint on our Barry. And now I need to think about getting a Rock Drake saddle, which I need red gems. So we're going to take a trip down to the radiation zone and get a big handful of them. Taking the long journey all the way down to the radiation zone, we do manage to get a big handful of red gems. We then have to take the massive long journey all the way back up to the green zone, but it's worth it in the end because we now have a saddle for Rockstar who is fully grown and fully imprinted. So we take him out for a little spin because it's been a while since I've learned to control a Rock Drake, and we're on a bit of PvP here, so I've got to make sure I can get the hang of it. So I was knocking about, just having a good time riding around on the Rock Drake. Then I remembered the third cave I need to do is one I actually need the Rock Drake. There's a cave way down in the radiation zone. If you have a Rock Drake, it is kind of really easy to do. So I went to go check on my hazmat suit in case I had to repair it, which I did. And I was lacking on a bit of blue gems. So I went and gathered a bunch of them. And then I just decided to spend the rest of this day just killing Spinos because I still need them extra levels to get that scuba gear. So it's time to do our second cave and get our second artifact. Now, this cave is at the bottom of the map. So what you got to do, get on your Rock Drake and just zoom all the way down. Obviously, don't touch all the pink radiation stuff. But if you follow the river, the pink river around, in the corner somewhere, there'll be the cave. I don't really know how to explain it anymore. It's just like a little cave opening somewhere. But yeah, you go in there. If you've got a Rock Drake, this cave is so easy. If you're on foot or on any other creature, then prepare for hell. So if you're on a Rock Drake, all you've got to do is climb the walls because nothing will aggro to you. If you've got your light pet on, then Seekers will, but apart from that, you're all chill. So climb on the wall, zoom and dart to other parts of the walls to get around. You're looking for a white glow or a white light. That's where the artifact is. It is a little confusing. I did get lost, but I managed to find it in the end. There's a little, like, another cave opening, I guess you would say, and that's where the artifact is. So, yeah, we managed to grab the artifact, not a problem. And then, obviously, you just got to fly and wall climb your way out there like you did. So, we exit the cave, and we climb and zoom up to get to the top. And that's when we ran into Vino's base. Just complete accidental. I didn't really get too much of a good look. But I did decide to just park down by the side. And I did give his Carno a little shot. It looks like it's on passive, so it didn't aggro. I tried another creature. I did shoot that one. That one did jump off the edge. But I didn't see any movement in the base, so it looks like Vino's not home. So I ain't going to mess with it because what have I got to win here? So I just go back home. day 69, and we have to start seriously thinking about the last few days. So on day 100, we're going to have to fight Rockwell. And I would rather have a few creatures in there with me. Either that's to attack Rockwell or just distract all the other creatures so they're not all targeting me. And now that we have Rockstar, it's a lot easier to get to all of my other bases. So we go to fly back down to the blue base where there's still a couple of Megalosaurus. And what we're going to do, we're just going to breed them up, get the egg, and then take that back up to the green base. So we breed them up, we grab the egg, and then as we're on our way home, I fly over an alpha crab. Now remember, I still need extra levels to get that scuba gear. So we do start fighting it. And of course, it's an alpha, so it's very strong. And we do lose a lot of health, so I retreat on the Rock Drake just for now. So we let Rockstar heal a little bit, but then we did jump right back into the fight. And it looks like the alpha crab didn't heal too much, so we were able to finish it off. And it did give us a level, so we are one step closer to getting that scuba gear. After that, we returned back to the base and we hatched up our Megalosaurus eggs. And now we're just going to spend the day getting as many imprints as possible onto them. So the next couple days, we're just going to focus on getting them last couple levels we need to get that scuba gear so we can get this water cave out the way and done with. So we head off on Peppermint, our Megalosaurus, and we just kill as many Spinos as possible. When we do run into a little bit of trouble because, you know, aberration raptors and crabs are just a bad mix and, yeah, we get crushed to death. The next day is a bit more successful. We continue just killing every single Spino we see. We do manage to get about a level and 3/4, so we're literally so close to the final level that we need. We finally got there. It seemed to take forever, but we did it. We got the level we needed, which means we can now make some scuba gear. So we head back to base and we're going to make 2 scuba tops. I think that will be enough, which means we can now get started on this freaking water cave. It is finally time to get this water cave out the way and done with. The third and final cave, the third artifact we're going to need to summon Rockwell. And it's the one cave I've never actually done. When I've played through Aberration, either someone else has already done this cave and got the artifact so I don't have to worry about it, or we've just skipped over it entirely. So this is all brand new to me, so I went online and had a look at, you know, where the cave entrance is, what kind of tools I'm going to need. So we ended up finding the entrance finally, which I did struggle with a little bit. I then decided to sit there and heal me Barry for a bit. Then I realized I may have forgotten a few stuff. I didn't bring me crossbow, and I don't think climbing picks are essential, but I didn't bring them either. So I'm big dumb here, and I feel like I should be as prepped as possible. So I do actually have to go head back home, and I think we'll do this tomorrow. Right, that's it now. No more excuses. We're going in. It's now or never. So there we go. We have the artifact, the third and final one. That cave is awful. I hate that cave. I hate the Arc Ocean. All the stuff in the ocean is horrible. I never want to do that cave again. Now, all we have to do is actually get back out of here. And, of course, all the creatures have respawned. So, yeah, it's a bit of a fight to get out. So we finally make it out of the cave and we do make it back home all safely. Now, what I want to focus on is getting as much ammo as possible because we're going to need maybe 300, 400 shotgun shells alone, plus rifle, plus arrows. And I am waiting for a long night because I would like to maybe go to the surface and get some drops. So we was in luck because it was actually a 90% night, which meant we could go to the surface. And what we did is we just looted every single loot drop there. We just sat up high so the Reapers won't get us and the Nameless won't bother us. So we got some okay loot, nothing amazing, but some decent stuff. Once it did turn to day, we did return to the blue zone and we did get some more Megalosaurus eggs. We took them back home, hatched them up, and then it turned to nighttime again. So we went back to the surface, and this time we actually got some better loot. Making full use of these 90% nights, we decided to just stay on the surface until morning time. Once it was morning, we went back to the base and I hatched up a couple more Megalosaurus eggs. And it looks like I didn't claim them in time because when I turned around, this is what I saw. No, you buggers. Stop eating my baby! Jesus Christ. Thanks, Raptors. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Why did you all go eat him for? Actual dickheads. Cool. So you can't get out there, but you was able to get in there. That makes so much sense, Mr. Raptor. So much sense. God damn. Hate you guys. At least one baby survived, but yeah, I have no idea why all my creatures were so hungry for baby flesh. It looks like it's going to be another 90% night, so I do want to get ready and I want to spend a full night on the surface. We're looking for gun blueprints, especially a shotgun one and any type of armor, really. Day 79, and we started by just finishing up with the loot drops. We then went back to base and just made as much ammo as I physically and possibly could. And this would be the last 90% night of a while, so I did just finish up grabbing the last couple loot drops. So now the long nights are over, we can focus on making as much gunpowder as possible and making some of these blueprints we got on the surface. And we start off by making one of the rifle blueprints we got. It did use a lot of metal, but I do feel like it might be worth it, especially if we run into Vino at any point soon. Now, here's the funny thing. I decided I wanted to go for one more cheeky surface drop. It wasn't a full night, but it was 50-50, so we had like a couple hours on the surface. There was just something in my jellies telling me to do it, so we headed to the surface, and the first drop was a simple rifle, and it was already made, and it was better than the one I just created and wasted all that metal on. That was great. And the second drop was an Ascendant shotgun, the thing we've been looking for the most, pre-made as well. Jackpot. Day 81 was just a grind fest. We just had to get all of that gunpowder, all of that metal. I wasn't going to be tempted by any surface drop runs today. With the grind going so well right now, we are getting a lot of resources, we're getting a lot of bullets, and we do have a lot of days left until the Rockwell fight is going to happen. I'm starting to push the boat out a little bit, and I am thinking of maybe taming the Reaper. So far, with all the 100 days, we've always gone for the big creatures, the Gigas, the Wyverns, and now maybe the Reaper. So we are going to do it. We're going to go and get a Reaper just to kind of prove to myself that I can do it in this situation. And, you know, just for shits and giggles, because if Vito attacks us and I throw a Reaper out, I'm sure that's going to terrify him. So we build ourselves a little room, like a birth room. I just use wood. I think it's a 2x2, nothing too crazy. That's just going to hold the baby once it is born. So what we've got to do now, we've got to head to the radiation zone, and we actually have to kill a Reaper Queen to get the pheromone glands before we can even think about getting pregnant. So we make our way down there and we start searching. It didn't take us long before we found the Reaper Queen we was looking for. Now, we did have to be a little careful when fighting it because we were kind of at an edge, kind of near a drop-off, near a waterfall. And obviously, the Reaper Queen does that stupid tail attack that just knocks you really fast. So we had to be big, smart when we're fighting it, but we didn't really struggle at all. So once we killed it, we got the Reaper glands. We need that because once we hatch the baby bear, if we don't have this on, it will attack and kill us. So once I grabbed that, I decided to head back up out the radiation zone to hopefully spawn another Reaper around that area. So we got back up top, then I dove back down, and there we have it, another Reaper chilling down there. However, this was no ordinary Reaper. This was one of them invisible Reapers. We're going to say this is an Ark feature, not an Ark bug. But yeah, there was a Reaper there. It could attack us, it could hurt us, but we couldn't hurt him or we couldn't damage it. And what I had to do is just try and run away and lose its aggro. However, it just followed us for ages and ages. And it just wouldn't leave me alone. It kept attacking me and I couldn't see where it was. I didn't know if it would stop following me or whatever happened. We ended up taking it all the way up near the lake or the fertile lake, whatever it's called. I ended up getting it all the way up there. I ran around some crystals. I think it got stuck there. So what I was hoping to happen is I could get out of render, come back, and it'll be sorted. I was going to get impregnated by this one no matter what the level was because I really don't care. I just want this for the shits and giggles. So we got out of render. We managed to come back and there was our Reaper Queen. Was a really low level. I guess that does help with doing more damage to it and it not damaging us. So we battled it out and we had to wait for the little pink mist around it. Eventually we got there. It impregnated us. And now we have a timer, and I actually had no idea how long or short this timer was going to be. And once I got impregnated, I started panicking. So we now have to run from here, which is pretty much the radiation zone, all the way back home within that timer. And I've also got to get levels as well. But turns out I did have more than enough time. We made it back to base. We had a few spare minutes left. We also got the max levels, which is 75. So now all we've got to do is prepare to give birth. Today is the day, the proudest moment of any Ark mother's life. We're giving birth to a parasite. It's going to burst out our chest. But luckily, it doesn't kill us. We hang on by 1 HP. And we have the pheromone gland on, which means it thinks that we are its mum, so it's not going to kill us. So we claim it, and what we're going to do, we're going to be a very responsible parent here, and we're going to take great care of it. We're going to feed it. We're going to get as many imprints as possible. And we do actually manage to get 100% imprint before the day ends. Imprints were nice and fast. We got a nice percentage for each one. Now, all we've got to do is wait for it to grow up, which by the looks of it will only take a few days. So this will definitely be ready for the boss battle. So obviously we have been grinding a lot of ammo, a lot of metal in the past week or so. I was also in the background breeding Megalosaurus and raising them up. However, since I got the Reaper, I kind of forgot about my Megalosaurus and a lot of them died. And the boss fight is fast approaching. I need as many Megalosaurus as possible. So what we do today, we spend the day just hatching and breeding as many Megalosaurus as we can. And we do get lucky because we do get a couple sets of twins. So there's a nice pack of Megalosaurus here. And these ones all will grow in time for the boss fight. But I think we're going to struggle to get any more after this. Day 87, and we just took care of our baby Megalosauruses, making sure we get as many imprints as possible. Kept up on the grind, still getting all that ammo and all that metal we need. And then also, it is going to be a long night, so I did spend the evening on the surface, just in case we could get some more spicy loot drops. So today, I want to spy on Vino. I just want to see what he's up to. So obviously, we can't access the Rockwell terminal till day 100, which means he still has a few days to plan to maybe breed some creatures and get stuff done. I just want to see what's going on. So we take a fly over there and we just scout his base. And I do see 2 baby rock drakes. So he's only just got his rock drakes, which means we have been ahead of him this whole time, which is actually amazing. It fills me with so much confidence. Now, I do take a couple shots at a few of his creatures, and clearly he's not home. I could have been a massive dick here and just killed both his rock drakes. I could have done that, and then this whole mission, this whole game here would have been over, and we would have won because there's no way he would have got me. But I'm the bigger man, so I didn't do that. Just remember that. I'm the bigger man. I don't kill his creatures in cold blood. So yeah, what I did, I just kind of messed around in his base. I just wanted to see if anything was on aggro. I did accidentally destroy something in his base. I don't know what it was. I went to just go land in his base and ended up crashing into something. So I thought, you know what, that's enough. I don't want to get him too mad. I don't want him to come to my base and kill all my shit. So we'll just leave that for now. So it is very close to crunch time now. If we want to get anything like big done, we need to get it done right now. So I did check on my Megalosaurus and they are almost grown. So it looks like they do take a few days. So I did decide to do one more round of breeding. I think these last couple Megalosaurus will just make it in time. So we did that. Then also I've got to make saddles for all of them. We need just that additional armor because the plan is to walk an army of Megalosaurus all the way down to the Rockwell area. I'm going to probably leave them there and then fly down with me Rock Drake and throw my Reaper out. That's the plan because I'm sure we're going to have to fight Vino and anything, any traps, any creatures he leaves. We're going to have a massive fight down there. I would rather not lose me Rock Drake and my Reaper. The Megalosaurus, on the other hand, that's okay. Day 90, just 10 more days until the big Rockwell fight. So we're just waiting for the Reaper to grow up. We're almost there. So whilst we waited, I just decided to kind of just knock about, see what was going on, kill some stuff. I flew past Vito's base when I spotted him in there. And I just kind of wanted to test out my new gun, see, you know, kind of scare him a little. I accidentally killed him. I felt really bad. I didn't want to kill him. I just wanted to shoot him. But I've got to say, that was a freaking good shot, right? So, yeah, we did message him. It was like, look, sorry about that. You know, you could spawn back in. It's actually day 90 anyway. So even if he dies now, he can spawn back in. So, yeah, we left him alone. We went back home. The Reaper grown up and we just took him out for a really, really quick spin. So with that little bit of excitement yesterday, I decided I was going to actually focus and get shit done for the boss fight. So I'm thinking I need maybe 4 hazmat suits, a couple for the boss fight, but also a couple for I'm actually walking my Megalosaurus army down there. With all the Megalosaurus finally raised up, it's time to wax saddles on them all and take them out, get a few levels and stuff. So we just go around and just fight everything we see. And then we do run into an alpha crab, which is good levels for one of them, but not all of them. But it was nice to see how quickly we can actually defeat that stuff. So as we're leveling up the Megalosaurus, here is the plan of action. So we're going to take all the Megalosaurus apart from 2 of them, a Reaper and the Rock Drake. So all of them are going to go down. We're going to ride on one of the Megalosaurus. We're going to fight through whatever Vino has left us. Remember, we have to walk ourselves from the top all the way down to the Rockwell portal, and there's only really one way to do it. So obviously Vino knows that. So we'll see how many actually make it there and survive. We can leave them at the portal. And then a day before, what we can do, we can fly down with the Rock Drake. We can throw out the Reaper and the other 2 Megalosaurus. And then at least we know we do have a very small handful of creatures, but they will help us with the boss fight. So this is the last day of grinding. After today, we are going to start making our way down to the portal. We're going to take all the creatures down there. So what we get done today is I make myself a second pair of battle armor. So once you're in the portal area, you don't need your hazmat suit. You can wear flak. So I make a spare set of that. I then decide to make some of the advanced sniper rifle bullets. We got an advanced rifle in a drop way back on the surface. And I wasn't planning on using it, but we have all the shotgun ammo I need already, all the sniper ammo. So I'm going to use the rest of the gunpowder that we have, and we are going to turn that into some advanced sniper rifle. I'm sure that will come in useful. So it's time to get into it. So I have changed the plan a little bit. I am going to bring my Ravager, my Baryonyx, my Raptors, anything that I just don't need anymore. They're just going to come with the Megalosaurus until we get to the radiation zone. They're just going to be there to help with the fights that are probably going to happen along the way. So we are pressing through the green zone, and that's when I hear and see a Rock Drake fly over us, which obviously can only be Vino. So what I do, I mean straight up, attack over defense. I shoot him before he can even think about shooting me. He does fire a few shots, it looks like, with a shotgun from distance, so they don't really affect us or hit us. So I keep the pressure on, keep shooting him, and then after I see him kind of disappear a bit, I just like leg it. I just have all the creatures follow me, and we just head down deeper. And it doesn't look like he followed us, but I do keep an eye out. So we battle our way through the blue zone, which isn't too difficult. And then we reach the radiation zone. So this is where we've got to leave the Ravagers. We've got to leave the Raptors and the Barrys and stuff. So now it's just the Megalosaurus. So we fight through the radiation zone. We're doing really, really decent. And then we reach the checkpoint. The same checkpoint that I used when I went to get the Rock Drake eggs. This is where we're just going to chill for now. And we're just going to heal. However, I am a little bit worried here because obviously Vito knows we're on our way down here. And I just have this weird feeling that he's going to just turn this corner with a massive army of Carnos and Megalosaurus and stuff. So I'm a little panicking, but I just stay on my guard and I'm ready for anything. What I wasn't ready for, however, was a pack of Ravagers left by Vino here, because I'm sure they're meant to die from radiation poisoning. But anyways, we went into the fight, we joined in, and it was just a mess. There was just Ravagers in the sky, bites everywhere, blood, deaths. It was crazy. Then Vino started shooting at us from wherever he was perched up. Luckily, none of my Megalosaurus died. We managed to kill all the Ravagers. And then I did try and shoot a few shots. I was trying to aim for him. I think we hit his Rock Drake a few times. And then it looked like he did kind of run away and hide somewhere else. So we press on. Next up is Megalosaurus. It is the Axe Megalosaurus army against the Vino Megalosaurus army. And we just engage and see what happens. And to be fair, it is a very, very close fight. We only end up losing one of our Megalosaurus. We kill all of his. But ours are so hurt. Like, ridiculously hurt. I do see Vito trying to shoot at us, and I do get 2 decent shots at him, and it looks like he is forced to run away. Not sure if he broke his armor or whatnot, but he just runs away and flees. And then we do spot some trank tripwires, so I make sure I'm extra careful here. I make sure I'm shooting them from distance, and I'm just checking the ground as we proceed. After clearing up a few of them, it looks like there's not any more for a while, so we proceed to follow the path round, trying to avoid as many creatures as we can because our Megalosaurus are just so hurt. The deeper down we go, the weaker creatures like disappear and they all just turn into Rock Drakes. And obviously, high-level Rock Drakes pack a hell of a punch. So slowly over time, we just kept losing Megalosaurus. And in the end, when we made it to the portal, it was just myself and one more Megalosaurus that made it. So whilst we're chilling at the portal, Vino pays us another visit. This time bringing in an army of wild Rock Drakes. But lucky for us, my Megalosaurus can take it. We destroy them. And then we get into a weird kind of standoff situation. Vino's hiding behind a rock, shooting an arrow every now and then. But I just can't get a shot on him from where I am. So I hatch a plan. Originally, I was going to kill myself here, leave the 2 Megalosaurus, and then bring down the rest of my creatures, me Rock Drake, me Reaper, and the other couple of Megalosaurus. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to let these Megalosaurus be killed, because I know damn well Vino will just kill these if they don't move. So I'm going to hide in the corner, take my armor off, I will die. He will still think I'm down there, he'll have no idea I'm dead. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get on my Rock Drake and fly to his base and see if he's left his other Rock Drake there. And we're going to do some nasty war tactics. I am going to kill his spare Rock Drake in cold blood. So we fly over there and we find it and we start peppering it. He does kill my 2 Megalosaurus, which I just knew he couldn't resist. Seeing them 2 tames there on passive, I knew he would kill them. So we kind of exchange killing tames. But this does mean he's now only got 1 Rock Drake. So if we can somehow kill that, then we're free to do the boss without him even being able to trouble us. So I don't want to bring my creatures down to the portal too early because obviously we've still got a few days. So I just spend the evening chilling on the surface just in case we get maybe a Rock Drake saddle or something along the lines of that. Day 98 is probably the last calm day. So we did have a 90% night, so I stayed up on the surface, got all them loot drops. During the day, we just made up some more ammo because obviously we used a little bit as we took the Megalosaurus down there. And then again, a long night, so I just chilled and got some more loot drops. So I have filled Rockstar with spare armor, spare ammo, spare guns, all the stuff we're gonna need. The only creatures we have to help us here are legit 2 Megalosaurus and a Reaper, which is enough. You could definitely do this just on the back of a Rock Drake. You can even do this on foot. But I still feel like we're going to struggle a little bit. So we are going to make our way down to the portal, but I do have a plan, but first off, I want to see what Vino has in store for us, because I'm sure he's going to be there waiting. We'll see if he has an army of creatures. We'll see if he's alone. So it looks like it is just him on his rock drake. It doesn't look like he's got anything else there. We do exchange a few shots, but to be fair, I'm not the best riding around on a rock drake, and it looks like neither is he. So this is where I actually hatch my plan. So first off, we're going to have a little talk and see if we can sort some sort of deal out. Sir, come to the terminal. Let's talk this out a minute. Come terminal. No guns. No guns. Everyone's on passive.
I did have another Megalo that I found falling down, but yeah, this is all I got. So what do you want to talk about, Mr. Axe?
All right, so hear me out. Proposition. It's day 100. I could easily just put in my tribute, my artifacts, get the hell out of here. I'm safe, but I know for sure you're working with Raz, right? He sent you to come find me, like he has for me to come and find you.
Yep.
And
the first time.
Yep, and he's gonna be really pissed off that you've failed. And I reckon.
Thing is,
Go on.
I think he set us both to fail.
Because I'm saying.
Because there's no way I can get you out of here. I can't cage you down here. I can't do nothing, and I don't think you can come down here.
Right. Because I'm saying, if I get out here, you're gonna be stuck here forever. There's no getting out for you. And I could use help for the boss. I'm not a confident boss person, and obviously I need to kill him to get out of here, so an extra pair of hands is fine with me.
I think I agree with that. You can take the win here for the hunting thing, because you're definitely getting out of here, but I can see how this could work, and we can shove it to Mr. Ass Clark ourselves.
Yeah, I'm about that, because he's put us against each other. Time and time again.
Too many times.
Yeah, and I feel like we need to stick it to him. He's not the big boss man he thinks he is. If we wait 100 seconds, I can get the second meg out, and then we're good to go. So what,
I love the name.
What weapons do you... Oh, God, Jesus. What weapons do you have? Shotgun? Ammo?
Nice little apprentice shotgun. I have a total of 78.
Okay. Let me give you... Have an extra 50 on me. That's on the house.
Oh, you won one. Good for you. GG.
Hey! We got there in the end.
This map sucks.
I like this map. Right, let me just chuck these in.
The rock drakes were just panicking. So finicky.
Yeah, I know. They're
I
horrible.
love them, but I hate them at the same time.
I struggled just to get about a lot of the time. I was like, I don't want to do combat on rock drakes because I'm going to accidentally be upside down and I'm trying to shoot off the back of one and it is horrible. Can't fit cool. There we go. Right, this is what we've got.
Nice.
This is it. This is doable though, right? Oh, I don't like it. 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 I hate it. I hate it. Okay, we've got armor.
Side, do you want to go right side or left side?
We're gonna go the way you're facing, yeah. Wherever this way is. Alright. Give him a hot second. Alright. 10 cool, 1 down. My stam is not the best on this rock drake, so just gotta be careful. So watching out for the balls. See, it's a little bit nicer when we're working as a team. And we're not killing each other's teams.
Hell yeah.
Shooting poor old rock drakes in the face. I apologize for that. Dude, you've really got to eat him. Eat that heart. Cool. It took a nibble off it right at the end. Right, continue going around this way. Had to turn his freaking music down. It was well loud.
Bloody loud.
I couldn't hear myself think. One more, then I'm sure it's going to be electric stuff. Right. Oh, they're actually hitting him now. Cool. That's what we like. Can I shoot some of these at you? So we continued fighting Rockwell, and I thought we were doing really, really well. Slowly, each one of our creatures did die, both Megalosaurus and then the Reaper. And then Vino went silent. You still alive? I don't know where you are. No! You're dead. I'm not sure what happened to him, but it could be anyone's guess. Electricity, could have got smothered by Reapers. So now it's just me, Rockstar, and a shotgun. And we are running out of ammo fast. It starts getting very, very spicy towards the end. I do not have enough shotgun ammo to kill all the tentacles and also do a lot of damage on Rockwell. So I have to flick between me rifles and try and hit every shot on the tentacle. Obviously, the shotgun, it takes like 3 to 4 hits per tentacle. With the sniper, it's not as quick as that, so we're having to dodge the balls, dodge the Reapers, jump around, look after our stam, and just conserve our ammo as much as possible. Also, we are running out of time very, very fast, but we hang in there, and with a couple minutes to spare, we kill Rockwell. We are free from this place, boys. Woo! There we go, boys. There we freaking go. And that is a wrap, boys. We won. We finally won 100 Days Challenge and on Aberration. My favorite map, my favorite DLC. I'm so glad this is the one we won. And I have to say, I feel like we did a really freaking good job. We managed to get all the caves done with relative ease. We got Rock Drake eggs. We got Reapers done as well. I don't feel there was ever a time I felt threatened. Vino didn't really come after us as hard as he normally does. I don't know if he just struggled a little bit or if we was just way further ahead than I always thought we was. And I'm glad he did join me at the end, because without him, I think we may have struggled with the boss. And I feel like it's a good way to kind of put our rivalry aside for a little bit. But yeah, I really enjoyed this playthrough, playing from Aberration from day 1 all the way to day 100, doing, you know, the bosses, the caves, all that good stuff. It was just a lot of fun. I'm gonna miss all my Megalosaurus. I'm gonna miss Rockstar the Rock Drake. He was just an absolute legend. So I have to say thank you very much for hanging out today, watching the video. Make sure, you know, you're whacking a like on it. These do take a very long time to record and edit, so make sure you're liking them. Make sure you're subscribing, you're ringing the bell. Make sure you're following all them social medias as well, just so you can keep up to date. And again, thank you very much. I will see you all later.